Today I was asked a question about healing from bitterness and animosity, how to release bitterness and animosity out of our lives. And I know for me, I've had a whole journey of releasing a lot of the bitterness and animosity that I've had towards my parents. And I think for most of us, that's really where the main hurt, the main wound, the pain has come from. Being a young child who is loving and caring and just wants to be, just wants to enjoy life and be him or herself. And then something happens where one of our parents hurts us, wounds us, maybe our trust gets broken. Some type of wound happens to most of us because of our parents, and they are to blame for the situation. They did something completely wrong and it hurt us. And we weren't able to express our anger, express our sadness, express the pain. First of all, we didn't even understand it fully. We didn't know what was going on. The person that I love the most, that I trust the most, that has given me life and that I cherish and need and provides me with everything that sustains my life has just hurt me, has done something tremendously wrong to me. How do you overcome that? And normally what happens is that we feel an internal anger or an internal sadness. And what that causes in our body is a tensing up of muscles that, because of those tensions not being able to be released, it actually blocks our ability to love and to give fully of our love to others, to that person, but also then in general, because those tensions become chronic, then we're unable to fully trust, fully love, and we have like this blockage in our body and in our minds. And sometimes we tell ourselves stories and we create like a little identity about it within ourselves, saying something like, I'm unable to trust people, or I have to do it all myself, or the world is out to get me, but I will overcome, or something like that. You know, some type of story, some type of identity that we create because of this pain and because of this hurt and because we don't want to be hurt anymore. So our bodies go through some type of constriction, and so does our psychology. It constricts us from being able to fully express ourselves in love and joy. So in order to resolve this and in order to heal from it, we have to release that rigidity, those muscular holding patterns that are not allowing us to fully love and express ourselves in peace and love and joy, right? So one of the things I had to learn was to allow myself to be angry and feel that anger. You know, many times we don't want to feel that hostility towards our parents, whether it's mother or father. We don't feel like it's right, that I'm not allowed to be angry at my mother or my father, or feel that animosity, that hate, that bitterness, stuff like that. And then we hold it, we suppress it, and we just keep it in. We just hold on to it, and then it just comes out in little ways all the time. So one thing is to maybe acknowledge that you are angry at your mother or father, that your father or mother has hurt you and that it saddens you, and that they broke your trust, and they broke part of your heart, you know? So I have two bioenergetic exercises that I have on my channel, that one of them is for anger, releasing that anger. And if you already know what the situation is that has caused this bitterness and animosity, the anger to be within your body, then you already know. Okay, you know who you got to be angry with and who you have to express that anger with. um, by yourself, with your body, with yourself, express that anger and release it. Start releasing that anger, those holding patterns, and new memories might come up. And if you don't even know what the situation was or who has caused this pain, maybe you were too young or you blocked it out, by doing these exercises and getting angry and allowing yourself to fully express this emotion, then memories will come up and you'll be like, oh man, now I remember what has caused that break, what has caused that break of trust, why my heart has been hurt so hard, so badly, right? So definitely those anger exercises, and also sadness, because that has caused sadness, and maybe we weren't allowed to cry, we weren't allowed to express the sadness, that we were hurt, and we were supposed to be, as little kids, stoic kids or something like that, you know. and not allowed to cry, especially if you're a boy. So allowing yourself to express that sadness of being hurt will be beneficial also. It'll both of those are going to be very resourceful, and I'll put links below so you can try those out. Now, with the reality of both of these situations is that releasing those things is going to allow love to start seeping through, forgiveness to start seeping through into your life. You'll start breaking up these holding patterns that used to stop you, and now a little bit more of love can come out, a little bit more of peace and joy will come out. um, but don't think that forgiveness and all of that is a must right away. It will lead into forgiveness. It will lead into peace, into joy. But first, you have to experience this. You have to release it. And sometimes it's very deep, like the wounds are very deep, so you have to do it multiple times. And it could be beneficial and resourceful to go see a bioenergetic therapist. There's not many around, but if you find one, that'll be so great for you, so great, because that's been my experience. So one of the big, I'll tell you a story. I mean, like one of the big hurts that I've had was when I was a young kid. I don't know. I was in third grade, however old a third grader is. I don't know, 7, 8 or something like that. And my mother thought I stole a lot of money from her. She lost, I think it was like $1,500 that she had in the closet, and she thought I stole it. She questioned me about it and kept asking me about it. I said, no, I didn't take it. And she couldn't find it. So eventually she resorted to hitting me. So she started hitting me with I don't know, was it a belt? I don't even remember how she hit me. It was probably, well, she's a Spanish mother, so it was probably with the chancleta, just started hitting me. And I remember she would hit me for, this was like happened for days. She was hitting me. I was crying. I was angry, all this stuff. And I was upset because I knew I didn't steal it, right? And as a young kid, didn't know what to do, right? This person that I love is it's hurting me, and I have no recourse. I can't hit back. I can't do anything. I can't express anger. I'm just taking it. So eventually, my young 7 or 8 year old self decided, you know what I'm going to do in order to stop this beating from happening? I'm going to lie and say that I did steal it. Sounds stupid now, but as a little kid, I don't know what to do, right? So I decided to say, yeah, I did steal it. And I told her that I bought like my friends cookies and stuff from school. I didn't know what to say, right? How does a 7 year old spend $1,500? So that was a tough moment. She went to the school psychologist. I went to go see the psychologist, and the day that I was supposed to see the psychologist, the guidance counselor, whoever he was, she found the money. She found the money, and I told the psychologist what happened, and so I never had to go see him again. I was supposed to go see him because I was a bad kid or something. Mom never said sorry about it. Basically, just said, "Oh, if it's if you didn't take it, it's in the closet and it's supposed to be there. That's it. End of story." Never got a sorry, a hug, or nothing, or like I'm really sorry, nothing. So I had that anger with her because of that situation, and then anytime she would ask me to do things, I would get pissed, or internally, right? I'd get internally pissed, and then for a certain amount of time, she could ask me to do something, and then when it came down to like maybe like let's say the third time or something like that, she asked me to do something, I would lash out. So what my bioenergetic therapist did was she made me lay down on the ground, and then so I was laid down on the ground, and she put a mattress on top of me, and she sat on top of the mattress. So she's on top of me, I'm on the floor, and she's asking me to pretend that she's my mother, and feeling it, right? I'm feeling her as my mother, and then she's saying things like, "Hey, AJ, do this for me. AJ, do this for me. Arnold, please do this for me. I need your help. I need your help. I need you to do this. Can you please do this? I need you to do this. This." And she just kept doing that, and then I started just like I started feeling I started feeling that again, like the animosity, the sadness, the anger. And what she told me to do was just like hold on to it, feel it as she's on top of me, as she's like pressuring me and pushing on top of me, and eventually feel the anger. And once I'm really getting worked up and feeling the anger, start saying, "Get off my back, get off my back, get off my back," and then push her up. like mattress and her, push her up and say, "Get off my back!" And then I like hold her up while I'm screaming and letting it all out, you know. So that was a powerful moment for me in my therapy. I didn't need an apology. I don't need an apology from her. I don't need to let her know that she's wrong. I don't need her to know that she's wrong or admit to anything. What I need to do is heal myself, heal myself and forgive her for that situation, for that moment, so that I can move forward and be able to be more loving and more caring, and not hold on to that bitterness, to that animosity, to that anger, and to that sadness. And as being a friar for many years, I also went to spiritual direction, and they were basically like counselors also, and they would tell me to uh, pray for the gift of forgiveness, ask for that, ask to be able to forgive, go to confession and say, I have not been able to forgive my mother, and then ask for the grace to be able to forgive. So all of it, I mean, we're holistic, right? So it's body, mind, and spirit. It affects our spirit too, because if we're not able to fully love and connect with other people freely and openly, then our spirit is blocked as well, right? So it affects all those areas. So to work on bitterness and animosity, I would say definitely go through the anger because you were hurt, and you were angry at that time, and maybe you weren't able to express it because you were a little kid. And then also the sadness of being hurt when you didn't deserve it. Both of those are going to be very important. Pray for the gift of forgiveness, to be able to forgive. If you're Catholic, go to confession, go to reconciliation. Once you know the root cause of where that pain has come from, where was the first break that happened that has given you that block, that the physical block, and also those identity blocks that we have created. And if you can see a bioenergetic therapist, that would probably be the best. So I hope that helps, and I wish you the best. I wish much love, peace, and blessings to you. And I hope that this journey of healing happens for you, and please bring God into the mix, asking for that gift of forgiveness, asking for God's grace to be able to love more freely and love more fully. All right, I hope you do. Peace.
You can move a mountain, you can break rocks, you can be a master, don't wait for luck.